Hello, 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 dolls. It is I, ArtWorkOfDR, DJ Katie Ruby, you know, your girl. And I have been loving watching other YouTubers, other art YouTubers, do swatching of their art supplies, their paints, their inks, just whatever they have. And so it's like a weird addiction, I feel like. Looking at art supplies and seeing just the way they move on paper and all of that. And I decided, since I now have a good amount of watercolor and gouache, that I would do a swatching video as well. Mine is not as detailed, I would say, as some of the ones that I have watched. I am not proficient at the color mixing. I do want to practice that as well. But I've got a lot on my plate for the month of June as it is. So I don't want to sit here and try to mess around with that unless I have some downtime. Maybe I might try to do some mixing charts or something like that. Also, I'm not sure if I want to use my watercolor paper for that. I might use like my mixed media paper because it works pretty well with, not too much water on it. Or I could use my hot press paper. I'm not a fan of that really, but it could be good for some swatching or mixing charts. Yeah, I don't know. Like, do any of you dolls have that as well, where you just love watching other people swatch colors or just playing with supplies that you may or may not own yourself? I find myself watching more and more of these kind of videos where they're either showing off their uh, art supplies hauls, swatching videos. I don't know what it is exactly, but I feel like it's like a guilty pleasure of mine, maybe. And it's actually relaxing. Um, I don't know why. Like, I know this one is like more sped up, but it took me like 2 hours to like swatch all the colors. And I did make a few mistakes that you'll see in here, that I do make some mistakes. Um, I have been mixing my own skin tones and other things like that with my wet tubed paints. I know they're not called wet tubes, but I like to make sure that when I put them down that everybody understands it came from a tube, it was wet. My dry ones are dry pan, things like that. I don't know why. It's just a weird thing with me in my head, I guess. So anyway, so that's what this video is. It's just like a guilty pleasure like thing. If you dolls would like, I could upload a little bit of a slower version of this, but not the 2 hour version. Maybe like half an hour or something. I wanted to cut it down because I feel like really long versions, videos, whatever, don't do that well sometimes. And I'm trying to make it so that people want to watch more and more of my videos. They don't just come in and watch like 2 seconds of it and leave because it's boring or not fast enough. I know for myself, when I'm watching something, if it is really slow to get to something, I kind of zone out. And so, just from my personal experience, I felt like making a shorter video, at least under 20 minutes. That is like my main goal for most of my videos, unless I feel like cutting some of the footage out is going to make it not make as much sense, or you miss the color laying down on the paper, things like that. The brands I have are Arteza Gouache. I have a set of 24 of those. I have also done mixes with these colors too, so not every single one in the bigger area above the all my gouache watercolors area that you'll see later on. Not all of that is tubed paint. It's also mixes that I have made with the tubed paint. So yeah, I will eventually probably make some better swatches with the names and everything like that if you guys really want me to. I don't mind doing that. There are like a few of the yellows are mixed colors once you get over to the Arteza Gouache, Daniel Smith, and Winsor Newton watercolor area, which is on the right hand side, which is completely empty in this portion of this. But so anyway, I'll go back over to the other side actually. So the first little bit was Reeves. That was actually a small 12 pan set, and it's a dry set. It's actually just a little metal tin. I've had this, I don't know, quite a while. I didn't like the brush that came in it. It did come with a brush, but the brush was not very good, and the hairs kind of ended up falling out a little bit. So I only used it a little bit, and I didn't like the chalky smell of it. I have a high sense of smell. I've always had it. It was a really big problem when I was pregnant, of course. But in regular life, it's not too bad. But with certain things, sorry, my lisp is coming out. With certain things, it can be like hard when you do art because some things do have smells. Oh, in this part of the video, I'm actually reorganizing my two pans that I created. I created a pan that has all my bright colors of gouache and watercolor, and then I also made a smaller pan out of my Winsor Newton gift set that I got with my Arches paper a while back. I made another chart for the skin tones, but I hadn't reorganized anything, so the green that I had mixed was in with that, and I was like, you know what, I want to see if I can fit it into the actual color pan, which I ended up doing. But that's what I was doing there. Sorry about that. I forgot to mention that. That was one of the mistakes that I had made. I hadn't made sure that I had rearranged all the colors properly first, because I've done swatches for these made palettes before, and I forgot to check the colors before putting them down. So they were all over the place, and it just looked horrible. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. The Reeves set I've had for quite a while. I want to say at least 2 years. It's in pretty good condition. The color paint, like as soon as you spray some water down or touch water down onto them, they do reactivate pretty well. It's just in a little plastic piece that you can take out and probably put your own little pans in here eventually if you wanted. I don't mind it, but you know, and then I had started actually using acrylics, so they kind of got put off to the back burner, and I kind of forgot about them, to be honest with you, for a while. And then when I wanted to get back into watercolors, I was like, I want to get a different set of watercolors and see if they're any better. So I went ahead and got the second set, which is a set of Coy Watercolors, which is by, okay, I'm going to butcher how to say this because I've never been able to say it correctly. Surica Color Product Corporation. It's a pocket-filled sketchbox. I love it. It's 24 pieces. It's nice to go on the traveling. It's a little white box. It's got, comes with 2 little dabbing sponges, and it came with its own little water brush that you can fill it with water and just have it like that at always, screwed together, or you can fill it with water and put the little black top part back into the part that fills the water, and you unseparate it and put it back. But I keep it with my other water brushes, but I still do have the little black piece. This set really hasn't been used all that much because, like I said, I wasn't very comfortable in my watercoloring skill level, and I really got into painting with my acrylics, and I just really was loving that, so I really focused on that for a long time. So yeah, and then I got into Bombay India Ink, so that kind of took over all of that for a long time. Underneath the Coy Watercolors, which, like I said, is a 24 set, and it's really good. I like how it pays off. You get it wet, it comes right off. It's great, especially if you use really good brushes. Anyway, I forgot to say that, so I said it. And then you got the dry set. It's a 6 set. It's gem colors, and it's the Karataki Gonzai Tombai. I know I'm probably butchering that too, and I apologize. They are really lovely. The only one I'm not a big fan of is the red gem color, which is on the left. It actually looks more brown than it does red. Like when you move it around, you get hints of the red, but when it's laying flat, it looks more brown. So you could probably use it over a red color or a brown color, I feel like, and it'd be just fine for shimmer. It's not too bad. They're like really thin layers of color and shimmer. I feel like these would make good toppings on paintings, not just painting on alone, because you can see through them. They're very transparent. Okay, so then underneath that one, you do have my skin tone mixes. I think only one of them is actually right from the tube. I feel like it's the very first square. That is Artesa's flesh tone color. I feel like that's the only one, guys. Everything else is mixed with flesh tone or browns or reds and whites and things like that. And I think I tried some with yellow even, just to try a different pigment. It's not too beautiful, but it would work for like maybe some shade or highlight or something like that. You're going to integrate it somehow into a piece. And then you have all 24 of the Artesa colors. I do have a lot of Daniel Smith colors. I don't know how many tubes. And then I got a 6 or 5 piece set of Winsor Newton tubes with a set like a Arches block paper. And so I did a pan of each color, and then I did mixes with those colors. I did make a purple with it. I believe it is the purple right underneath the first light blue right there. The row that I'm painting right now, I believe you're going to see me doing the purple in a minute. It's like a dark purple. It's very pretty. I used the French, oh my gosh, French something, another blue. I wish I could remember names. I think that's the only thing I'm bad at, is like trying to remember all their names. Yeah, let me see here. No, that is not the one. Where is that one? It's the moon glow one. It might be the one that is almost actually out. Yeah, okay. So it's actually the third purple. Sorry, my bad. In that from the blue. So if you see the light blue color, you know, 1, 2, 3, it is that third color. And it is a mix of French aquarium or something like that, ultrarium. I'm horrible at these names, and I do apologize. And then it's has the Winsor Newton red in it. That is Permanent Rose. So I mixed them together, and I'm actually all out of them, which is sad because the purple is lovely, just simply lovely. I would like to get those two again so I can make more of the purple. I still have pretty much a lot of the blue and a lot of the red itself, because I did put the rest of them in the tube. So anyway, I swatched every single color that I got from the tubes and that I mixed myself from out of the tubes. I really do enjoy mixing. I highly suggest mixing some of your own colors, because you can get those in between colors, and you'll like, it's like pre-mixing before a piece. That way you already know the colors that you have, and you can still use those pre-mixes to make other colors. Anyway, if you dolls would like to see bigger swatches of these colors, please do not be afraid to let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you dolls very much. I did not mean to talk through the whole video, but it turns out I did. And so I hope you liked it, and you're about to see the whole finished piece about here in a second. Here we go. I put in all the words for you, dolls, and to let you know what is what. And I hope you dolls enjoy. And yeah, please come again and watch more videos. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification button. And I post once or twice a week. Thank you dolls so much.